At Sony's September PS5 showcase event, WB Games and Avalanche Studios unveiled the brand new open-world RPG Harry Potter game, Hogwarts Legacy. I haven't played a Harry Potter game since 2007's Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix on the Wii. You know, where you could use the little nunchuck wand as like an actual Harry Potter wand. Man, I was like, Wingardium Leviosa.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Okay, tomato, whatever. The point is, I actually loved that game. I thought that game was pretty cool. But now it's been, gosh, 2007. We're in 2020, 2021. That's almost 13, 14 years later since we've had like an actual open world Harry Potter game. Now, before y'all at me in the comments, I'm sure there has been iterations of Harry Potter. I know there are tons of more games they came out with that go with the actual movies and whatnot, but I'm talking like true, games of this stature. I don't think that we've had one. I got really excited when they had the actual, Harry Potter mobile game that came out that, you thought you could use AR and use that as, wand and fight, stuff like that. But yeah, that didn't really go anywhere. So I'm happy to see that we have a brand new game coming out. And when I watched the trailer, I was like, dang, there's gotta be some stuff in here that is just, waiting for you to find and try to figure out and try to break down. And so I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. So what I've done for you guys is I've gone through the trailer for Hogwarts Legacy and I've come up with the 10 things that you might have missed from the trailer. Before you guys hit that like button, because liking these videos lets me know that you love them. Make sure to hit the notification bell so we see the videos just like this one. Let's get to the trailer. So the first thing that I want to cover that you might have missed from the trailer is, in the trailer you actually see the scene where we have this kind of old style carriage kind of gliding through the air, has all this luggage on it, and it lands, well, it's about to land, and as it's going through, about to land at Hogwarts, it has the late 1800s that kind of pops up in the corner. And that's where we're going to start. So the late 1800s are loosely defined as the 1870s to the 1890s. So the reason this is notable is because during the 1800s, we had some very notable and important people in Harry Potter lore that were born. In 1880, we had Thomas Riddle who was born. No, this isn't Tom Orvalo Riddle, aka Lord Voldemort, but this is Voldemort's grandfather. So if you wanted to think about it, because of him, we now have the lineage that gives us Lord Voldemort. In 1881, Albus Dumbledore was born. And we all know that he is the headmaster of Hogwarts when Harry Potter goes to school. And also a friend and possible love interest of Grindelwald. And that leads us to 1883 when Geralt Grindelwald was born. And we all know him as the villain from the Fantastic Beasts series. We'll get into a little bit more of Grindelwald's big baddiness in this time period a little bit later on. But let's just say I feel like this game is going to give us some better details that mesh Fantastic Beasts and the Harry Potter series together. So the second thing that you might have missed from the trailer is we see a familiar face in the Great Hall with a ghost that resembles nearly headless Nick. According to his wiki, Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington, known after his death as nearly headless Nick, was a wizard who attended Hogwarts and was sorted into Gryffindor House. He was executed by an improper decapitation after he had a magical mishap with Lady Grief, in which he tried to straighten her teeth, but it backfired and she grew tusks. Ew, that's not good. Since then, he became the resident ghost of Gryffindor Tower at the Hogwarts Castle. Moving on to the next thing that you might have missed, there's a scene in the trailer where we see a kid feeding mooncalves. The mooncalves are creatures that have smooth, pale gray skin, a very long neck, bulging blue eyes, and forelegs that have large, flat, webbed feet. The last time we saw mooncalves was in the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them series, where the Muggle Jacob Kowalski is feeding Newt Scamander's mooncalves.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. You can also try spelling it.
Scamander and Siri. Those don't really go together. At number 4 on my list of the 10 things that you might have missed from the Hogwarts Legacy trailer, we have the Inferi. There's a scene from the trailer that shows the Inferi walking creepishly. An Inferis, Inferi for plural, is a dead body reanimated by a dark wizard spell. The last time we saw the Inferi was in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, where both Dumbledore and Harry Potter encounter a swarm of them. Right after we see the Inferi, we see the Dementors. Talk about a back-to-back dark creature double whammy. According to their wiki, a Dementor is a gliding, wrath-like dark creature, widely considered to be one of the foulest to inhabit the wizarding world. I wouldn't want to cross them. Dementors feed on human happiness and thus generate feelings of depression and despair in any person in close proximity to them. They can also consume a person's soul, leaving their victims in a permanent vegetative state. Dementors were closely associated with Azkaban prison, as they were formerly employed by the British Ministry of Magic as the prison guards, and were not known to permanently inhabit any other location. The sixth thing you might have missed from the trailer is the Graphorn. In the trailer, we see a young wizard that comes in contact with the Graphorn creature. According to their wiki, Graphorns are large, humpback creatures with grayish purple skin tougher than that of dragons. They can repel most spells, have 2 golden horns, and walk on a large 4-thumbed feet. Its mouth is made of tentacle-like appendages that are used to grab food and put in its mouth. It also uses this to show affection. The seventh thing that you might have missed from the trailer are the runes. So it took me a while to research this topic for this particular thing you might have missed. And I was amazed at how much information and lore actually exists in the Harry Potter universe. Like, I'm a Harry Potter fan. I remember reading the books 5th, 6th grade. I think that was at the time that they just had started gaining popularity in the US from coming over from the UK. But I had no idea, since then, showing my age, I was back in the late 90s, but I had no idea since then that, in doing the research for this video, I found a website that will teach you actual courses that you could actually take at Hogwarts. Like, how cool is that? But in the trailer, we do see a scene where there's a bridge that leads up to a symbol or emblem of some kind, but it's basically a rune. So the information that I found about runes, because it's kind of detailed. Runes are symbols representing various sound values belonging to a runic alphabet. The runes themselves can be used as an alphabet or as a stand-in for whole words. They were used to write various Germanic languages in northwestern Europe, including Old English, in the period between 100 and 1100 AD. The rune shown in the scene is what's known as a bind rune, which is a rune of multiple symbols. While I couldn't find an exact meaning, I was able to find the meanings for each individual piece that makes up the one bind rune. And part of the rune means inspiration and the other means protection. So maybe the symbol could be related to those meanings, or maybe it could mean the opposite and have some type of evil meaning. We'll just have to wait and see. So the next thing that you might have missed from the trailer, which I hope you didn't miss, was the massive troll. According to their wiki, a troll is a magical beast of prodigious strength and immense stupidity. I'm sure we can all see that from the clip. Most viewers might recognize the troll as they've seen it previously in the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone movie, where to create a diversion so he could go after the Sorcerer's Stone, Professor Quirrell led a mountain troll into the castle on Halloween and wandered around the corridors until Harry Potter and Ron Weasley locked it in the girls' bathroom, only to realize soon after that Hermione Granger was also in the particular bathroom. With a combination of using the levitation charm and what Professor McGonagall would cite as sheer dumb luck, Ron managed to knock it out by levitating its club and dropping it on its head, incapacitating it and saving Hermione. So the ninth thing you might have missed from the trailer is the Acromantula. In a scene in the trailer, we can see that a young wizard actually subdues an Acromantula. According to their wiki, an Acromantula was a giant magical species of spider. Acromantulas were believed to be a wizard-bred species designed to guard dwellings or treasured hoards, and were created before the ban on experimental breeding in 1965. These giant spiders with a taste for human flesh were first spotted in 1794. Acromantulas have shown up many times in both Harry Potter books and films. And the 10th and final thing that you might have missed from the Hogwarts Legacy trailer is who the villain could be. And I think that it's Geralt Grindelwald. So all we see in the trailer is a mysterious person wearing a skull head of either a cow or horse or maybe a bird, such as a raven, which is synonymous with Grindelwald. I mentioned earlier that both Grindelwald and Dumbledore were born during the time that this game takes place, but given how long the game stretches to the 1890s and closer to 1900, that would mean that they're old enough to actually attend Hogwarts, which means that Grindelwald could possibly be a villain of the game. According to his wiki, after his expulsion from Durmstrang, Grindelwald's quest for power and information about the Hollows led him to Godric's Hollow, where in the summer of 1899 he met and befriended Albus Dumbledore. The two teenagers had a lot in common. They were intellectuals and talented young wizards who were also idealistic and ambitious. The pair allegedly even became lovers during the 2 months that they had known each other. While they were staying at Bathilda Bagshot's house, they made a blood pact, swearing never to fight each other. We obviously see flashbacks of that in the Fantastic Beasts movie, and obviously in the third one we actually assume that some type of showdown will happen. But it's interesting to see that what actually happened back when they were kids, this could be the time period that we're actually going to get to see. And that's what I kind of meant earlier, that this game could kind of fill in the gap as a prequel to Fantastic Beasts, which is supposedly like not a direct prequel to Harry Potter, but pretty much is set in the same universe. So there were a lot more things that I did not mention from the trailer, and I tried really hard to actually try to figure out like who the professor was in the portrait that's like telling the kids to shush, who those two statues were beside them. I could not find anything on them. I'm sure as more information comes out about it, I could probably make a part 2 about this video. And there was also some clues, like even the villain himself, I thought maybe that skull was related to Bellatrix's like raven bird skull pendant. I couldn't find any information on that either. But if you have any clues or if you know who these people are, I would like to know in the comments below. So that's it for my list of the 10 things that you might have missed from the Hogwarts Legacy trailer. Let me know if you liked the video. If you want to see more videos like this one, hit the notification bell. I'll see you guys next time on The Mashup.